Yep. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the bronze medal match. It's the TFC Academy Fall Invitational. We've got Chicago and Ottawa playing this morning. Chicago in the blue and red kits, Ottawa in the black kits. And these teams looking to wrap up their tournament with a positive result. We are in the opening minutes here. We are still scoreless. Ottawa, Chicago. Has swung out wide on the left side for Amin Suwaid. He had a hat trick in the team's opening game on Friday. This push back for Brett Muse. Crossed into the area, headed down by Ronan Kratt. And this is handled easily by the Chicago keeper, Gabriel Slonina. It's Kate Apton playing it back to his keeper once more. A reminder, 2 20-minute halves here, with about a 4 or 5 minute halftime break. Unlimited substitutions, as long as they are made during a stoppage of play initiated by the referee. Moving forward, this is Brian Gutierrez. Ernest Mensah, number 78, pushes back into the middle of the field. Now back to the Chicago defender, Kate Apton. Swings out wide for Jonathan Hernandez. He was looking to find Gutierrez, but it's deflected off the leg of Brett Muse of Ottawa and will be a throw-in for the Fire. Our gold medal match comes this morning at 10 o'clock. It will be Toronto and Houston. And Gutierrez with a push in the back of Kate Apton. This will be a free kick for Ottawa, taken quickly. Here's Dylan Green looking to swing it in. Ronan Kratt was in the area, but it's cleared out by Chicago. Comes up for Gabriel Kamba. And there's Green again. He is taken down. Foul on Chicago here. And a free kick for Ottawa in a good spot. Dylan Green is going to stand over this one. Ottawa will push a number of players forward as they will try and get creative on this free kick here in the 3rd minute. Looking for our first goal. It's well struck, but it's struck wide by Dylan Green, number 33, and he hobbles a little bit following that kick. Another cool morning in Toronto here at the Kia Training Grounds at Downsview Park. About 8 degrees this morning, and there is a strong gusting wind as well. That might play a factor this morning. This is crossed in. Gutierrez goes up for it, but the taller defender of Ottawa, Brett Muse, is able to clear it away. Kamba looking for the header there. Misjudged the flight of the ball. Wind may have played a factor there. Brett Muse will handle for Ottawa now. Pushes forward, and it comes to Amin Suwaid. Suwaid up for Ronan Kratt. He's looking for an open teammate. He stumbles there, and this will allow Chicago to clear. Muse ends up hitting that right off his teammate Dylan Green. It ricochets favorably for Chicago, but they're unable to do anything with that. Apton. On the near side, Hernandez. Deflected out of bounds by Muse. Hernandez to throw in. Chicago will regroup here with Apton. Gutierrez. Push forward. Chicago with an opportunity here. Through ball looking for Mensah. It is defended well by Ottawa and poked out to touch. I believe that was Jonathan Grant who was able to steer it away for Ottawa. This will be a corner kick for Chicago. Michael Flores will come over to take it. 5 minutes in, still looking for our opening goal of the match. It's Chicago and Ottawa. Played in, there's a strike, and it's just over the bar. Good set piece free kick there from Chicago. Muse dispossessed by Mensah. Mensah, Gutierrez. Gutierrez, cross in, and it's right over the goal again. Chicago with the early pressure here, about 5 minutes in. We've seen Gutierrez throughout this tournament with that creativity, the playmaking ability. He has the ability to finish as well. Unfortunately, his teammate there did not. There's a strike, and it's a goal for Chicago. The opening marker of this bronze medal match belongs to Chicago, and they lead by a score of 1-0. It was turned over by Ottawa, and Chicago was able to capitalize on the mistake. And they're back looking for more. Flores pushing forward as Gutierrez. Gutierrez defended well by Amin Suaid. There's Ronan Kratt. He had a goal in Ottawa's first game against Houston on Friday morning. The goal-scoring threat. There you see Amin Suaid, number 13. He had a hat trick in the team's game against Houston there as well. A 4-3 victory. Mensah. Far side of the field, Flores. That pass intercepted and volleyed right onto goal, but easily handled by the Ottawa keeper. That's Anton Favre, wearing number 1. Crossed in, cleared out. Good defense there from Apton. Pensum trying to push it forward. Gutierrez intercepts. And Chicago looking to counter. Amin Suaid stepping up, nearly intercepting that pass. Ricochets free, and he is able to gather it for his teammate Brett Muse. Swung to the far side for Kamba. Into the middle for Dylan Green. Green will reverse the field and send it over to his defender on the left side. That's Muse looking up for Suaid. Pass intercepted. Chicago quickly countering with Gutierrez. Now Apton. Swung across the field for Kyle Bebbs and push forward for Flores. Flores trying to find an open teammate. Good defense there from Kamba and sends it out for a Chicago throw-in. 8.5 minutes into this bronze medal match. Chicago has the opening salvo. Ottawa capable of stringing a few together, as we saw in their earlier matches on Friday. Thrown in for Gutierrez. Gutierrez with a nifty move. Gutierrez still going, and now coming back to defend is Jordan Mercure, and sends that out for a corner kick. And Chicago continuing the onslaught of pressure against Ottawa here as they push for a second goal here as we approach the halfway mark of this first half. Free kick swung in but carried out behind the goal. And a goal kick taken by Anton Favre. Plays it short for Pensum. Green bumped off the ball, able to get it back. Green, nifty bit of footwork there to dodge pressuring Chicago player, and now we'll send it up the field, and this is going to roll out, and it will be a deep Chicago throw-in. Thrown in, and this is deflected out. So Ottawa with a good bit of defending there in the attacking third, and they forced a throw in for themselves in attacking territory, and this one is, unfortunately for them, deflected out off the Ottawa player, and Chicago will have an opportunity to clear at this point. Thrown in for Mensah. Defended there by Green, and it is carried out of bounds by Mensah. Ottawa will get the chance to throw in here as we see some movement up on the Ottawa bench, and a pair of substitutes up here ready to enter the match. And we see number 66. That's Matham Coop. He is a goal-scoring threat, a playmaking threat as well. A tall, speedy player, and the Ottawa coach deciding to implement a little bit more offensive touch here. And the substitutions will be made shortly, but we're still underway here, and Mercure is pushing forward for Ottawa. He sends it over to Amin Suaid. Suaid will cross in. Mercure able to get a touch to it, but not a good one, and Chicago will counterattack quickly. Flores push forward. No teammates in sight, and Favre will play this up for Ottawa. Meki Boursequot. Green unable to corral that. And Chicago in midfield with Gutierrez. Flores. Mensah. There's an opportunity for Mensah, and the shot is blocked by Mercure. And now cleared by Kamba. Green, nice little touch to send it out wide for Suaid. Suaid being chased down, he stops, regroups for Muse. Muse, now Kamba. Kamba steps over midfield. Ronan Kratt tries a one-touch, it's deflected. Ottawa still controls. Kamba, bodied off the ball there, and this will go out for an Ottawa throw. And we'll see the first substitutions of the match. Matham Coop, number 66, and number 20, Peyton Ferdinand, will be entering for Ottawa. And while we see that happening, we'll see a second look at the opening goal from Chicago. Well struck from a good distance. We are 13 minutes into this opening match here. Ottawa throws in. Green. Pensum back for his goalkeeper Favre. Returns it to Pensum. We'll chip it forward. Defense by Ottawa able to clear, and they attempt a quick counter, but the pressure of Chicago in midfield just too much for Ottawa, bottling up that opportunity. Long ball played up, Mensah trying to run it down. Pensum gets in good position and clears that out. And will be a Chicago throw. Chicago has attempted that long ball a couple of times, but the Ottawa defenders, namely Owen Pensum on that right side, number 11, has done a good job of neutralizing that attack. Ottawa, for their part, not been able to counterattack as quickly as they would like. Substitution for Chicago now. Number 83, Javier Casas, is entering the match. This one gathered in by Sladina. Played up to the defender. Green knocks that down. Trying to pin Chicago. This comes for Apton. Suaid pressuring quickly, forces a quick pass. Muse steps up as well. Ottawa has forced the turnover. Mercure unable to get it loose. Suaid pokes it free for Coop. Matham Coop, cross for Green. There's Green with a strike. Great save, Slanina. That was Ronan Kratt who originally came up with it. He put it on a tee for Dylan Green. Green struck that hard with the right foot, and Gabriel Slanina got the hands up quickly and made an excellent save. This is crossing again. Green comes down with it. There's a left-footed volley from Mercure. Green with a volley as well, and this is well over the goal. Field goal height there from Dylan Green. This is the best scoring opportunity by far for Ottawa. Well struck by Green, and Slonina, you can see quick reflexes. Get those hands up, and perhaps the best save we have seen this weekend. Incredible, incredible reflexes from this young goalkeeper. This is the under-12 bronze medal match. Ottawa in black, Chicago in red and blue, and they lead 1-0 here as we are about 4 minutes away from halftime in this match. Flores crossing in, and Pensum not taking any chances. That was a risky play from that spot. Volleyed it up over his own goal. That could have ended terribly for Ottawa, but Pensum is able to place it properly, and it will be a corner kick for Chicago. It's Flores who will send this in. A little bit of contact in the penalty area. A tug on the jersey, noted by the official, and it's an Ottawa free kick. There's Dylan Green. He has some space to operate in midfield. Trying to send it long for Matham Coop. His pass was just a little bit too high for Coop to handle, and it rolls right onto the keeper, Gabriel Slonina. As far as I can tell, Slonina, the only goalkeeper being carried by this Chicago side. There's a giveaway, and Slonina jumps on it just out of the reach of Matham Coop. Excellent work by Amin Suaid, number 13 there. He has been a thorn in the side of the Chicago defense all morning. He is quick to pressure, relentless on the pressure, and quite frequently forcing turnovers, and pressure there again, forcing the ball out of bounds for Chicago. Ottawa throws in, and Chicago quickly gets it back, but Owen Pensum, good pressure from the back line. Ferdinand, now Green. Green has Ronan Kratt with him, decides instead for Coop. One touch to Kratt, he'll have to try and cross this in. He's able to stop it just on the line. Coop into the area, and Mercure not able to get a foot to it. And this one is out for a corner kick for Ottawa. They've really dialed up the pressure here in the last 5 minutes as we approach halftime. Just under 2.5 minutes until the break, and Ottawa surely would love to get one before that intermission. Green with a strike, defended well, and cleared out to midfield, kept in the Chicago side by Muse. But now Chicago countering quickly. Mensah, not a good touch there. Pensum able to turn it back. This is struck with the hand by Ferdinand. Chicago will get a free kick right from midfield. 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. And I stand corrected, Chicago does have a backup goalkeeper, as I see. It's Beckham Sunderland, who wears number 1, and he has taken off his windbreaker and will begin to stretch out. So we'll see if a goalkeeping change is made at halftime. We've seen that a lot in this tournament. Ottawa carrying 3 goalkeepers. Number 1, Anton Favre. They've also got Patrick Bennett and Denzel Thomas, who have seen time in this tournament. And most teams have made the substitution in goal at halftime, getting everybody involved in this tournament. It's down to the final matches, however. This is the bronze, the gold match coming up at 10 o'clock. Referee not happy with the throw in there, and we'll switch the possession to Ottawa as we're in the final minute of the opening half. Coop at midfield, loses the handle momentarily. Amin Suaid, there's Brett Muse, chipped up for Coop. Aggressive play there, and it's going to be Ottawa's ball as Cade Apton gets the worst of that collision with Matham Coop. He's unable to handle that throw-in, and it's cleared back to midfield. A lot of goal-scoring power on the field for Ottawa. Amin Suaid, Ronan Kratt, Dylan Green, Matham Coop. A number of attacking players able to find the back of the net. Coop looking for a one-touch there for Kratt. Coop has Kratt streaking down the right side, will take it himself. Coop barreling through, strike, and it's just wide. And that will end the first half on an electrifying rush from Matham Coop. And he came close to equalizing this game at 1, but Chicago with the only goal of the first 20 minutes, and they will carry that lead into the second half. And it is shaping up to be an entertaining final 20 minutes between the Chicago Fire and Ottawa South United in the bronze medal match of the under 12 portion of this tournament. Let's take a look at the highlights from the opening 20 minutes of this bronze medal match between Ottawa and Chicago. Correction, we'll take a look at the highlights when we come back for the second half. We'll be back in about 4 to 5 minutes for the second half as our coverage of the Kia TFC Fall Invitational continues. Welcome back to the continuing coverage of the Kia TFC Fall Invitational second half action underway between Chicago and Ottawa. I'm Matt Antonio. Ottawa right off the break. Here's Nathan Kwap and an excellent save. Kwap picking up right where he left off at the end of the first half. Another electrifying run from this young striker, and the save made by the new keeper, Beckham Sunderland. Thrown right into the fire, pun intended, for the Chicago Fire here against Ottawa South United. Welcome to the show, Beckham Sunderland. 5 minutes into the second half, you have to stop a breakaway opportunity from Nathan Kwap, but he's up to the task. Chicago maintains his 1-0 lead. If Ottawa is able to keep up this pressure that they carried through the final 6 or 7 minutes of the opening half, hard to imagine this scoreline holding up for long. Good pressure there from Dedeker. That's Damien Dedeker, number 76 on the far side, as a couple more substitutions made from Ottawa. Looks like Amin Suaid, number 13, has checked out for now, but he looked dangerous in that first half, and I imagine we'll see him back on the pitch before this one's all said and done. Mathan Kwap with another opportunity. He has Krat in the middle. Krat chests it down, able to free it up for Green. There's a strike over the goal. Second time this morning, Dylan Green has mishit and sent it high, but the opportunities certainly are there for Ottawa.
We've got to work harder in the midfield to support. Get ready as a goal you have now,
And we do apologize. We have a few technical difficulties here. Our instant replay system acting up just a little bit, so we're not able to bring you second look. As here's an opportunity for Chicago, and it's sent just wide. And it's still live, says the referee, and this is sent up over the goal. And that looked like it was out to touch, and the referee did not blow the whistle, and it was an excellent scoring opportunity for Chicago as they brought it back into play and then sent over the goal, deflected, and it will be a corner kick for Chicago. That's, I think, a missed call for the official. That was definitely out past the end line on the right side of the goal. And Chicago catching a little bit of a break here as they're able to maintain the pressure. Gutierrez. Coverage all over Gutierrez. Ottawa bottling it up right in the middle there. Forced to send wide by Becerra. Gathered up. Crossed in. And it's headed away by Pensum and sent out of bounds by Dedeker. And will be another Chicago corner. Corner is played in. Green able to chip it out. Second attempt. He is able to get it all the way out to midfield. And this will go out for a Chicago throw. In the middle, Gutierrez sends it out wide for Alvarado. Diego Armando Alvarado. One of the more fun names to say on the rosters in this tournament, I would say. Crossed in for Becerra. He's able to get 1 foot to it. And now this is headed out of bounds by Ferdinand. And after an initial surge from Ottawa in the first minute and a half of this second half, Chicago has dialed up the pressure again. And they are bringing the heat to this Ottawa side, who trails 1-0. Corner kick sent in long and out of bounds. This one goes for a free kick to Ottawa, as they'll have an opportunity here to push the ball back up the field and look to generate some offense. They have about 15 minutes to do so. 2 substitutions being made for Ottawa here. Brent Muse coming back in, and we'll also see Ronan Krat coming back in as well. And Avery Wilton, number 3, joining the action as well. Or correction, Wilton, one of the players coming off the pitch. Thrown in here by Kobe Franklin. Push forward. There's an opportunity for Casas. Shot is deflected. And that's out for a corner kick. So Chicago keeping the pressure on here in the first 5 minutes of the second half of this bronze medal match. Corner kick swung in, headed down. Ottawa will have a chance to clear. Green sent it to the left side. Looked like Coop wanted it more in the middle of the field. And as a result, it's another turnover, but quickly turned back by Chicago, and Ottawa will have a throw in here from close to midfield. Another throw in for Ottawa. Coop for Krat. Krat will look to send it back to his teammate. Mishits that, and it's taken by Chicago. Dylan Green with a turnover here. He's trying to power his way through, unable to do so. Picks up the loose ball, but it is collected by Chicago. And they will mount a quick counterattack. Coming up the left side, looking for a cross in. It is deflected, and a quick counter coming from Ottawa. Krat sends it long up the right side for Kuop. Kuop will look to cross in. He's still carrying it through. Kuop still with it. It comes from Mercure. Now it's crossed and deflected away by a Chicago defender, and they will clear only as far as midfield. Owen Pensum is there to meet it for Ottawa. Brett Muse on the far side of the field. There's Mercure, and cleared by Casas. And gathered up by the Ottawa keeper, that's Anton Favre. Krat, one touch looking for Green, unable to do so, and Gutierrez carrying it forward. Gutierrez with a strike, saved by Favre. Rebound is loose, and Favre grabs that as well. Green, nice little back heel flip to himself there, and now he's able to push it up the field for Kuop. Kuop being checked there, still with it. Kuop attempts a cross, and it's blocked by the Chicago defender. Pensum, Green trying to settle it. Green with the strike, and it's saved by Sunderland. Green able to get this one on target. He'd missed high on 2 previous occasions, and this one was struck low, but Sunderland able to make the save. Becerra has that come up off his hand. Handball signaled by the referee. Free kick to Ottawa, taken by Pensum. On the near side for Ferdinand. Surely every player on Ottawa looking for Matham Kuop right now. He has just been a dynamo in this opening 27 minutes, and he hasn't played all of it. This one's out. Corner kick for Chicago. Kuop just imposing his will physically down low for Ottawa. Amin Suwaid has come to midfield. Looks like he will sub in shortly, as Ottawa will make a final goal-scoring push. Corner kick swung in. Dylan Green knocks it down. Sliding plays it up for Ronan Krat. Casas intercepts into the middle. Chicago with an opportunity, and it's a second Chicago goal. I believe that's Eric Eisman who has the second goal. And for Ottawa, who have had some good spurts of pressure, they will now need 2 in the final 11 minutes. Let's take another look. Turnover forced by Casas, sends it into the middle. And an excellent strike from the top of the penalty area, curled right around Anton Favre. And the lead is doubled for Chicago. And they've turned the heat up on Ottawa now. This is knocked down by Alvarado. Gutierrez looking into the middle for Becerra. Should mention Amin Suwaid has re-entered the game. You see him right there. It was Ronan Krat who was subbed off. Suwaid carrying forward. Makes the pass for Mercure, but a little bit too late as Gutierrez is able to get back and intercept. Eisman. Free kick given to Ottawa here. They have about 10 minutes to go. They'll need to score twice just to force a tie and some extra time here.
Not everything's central. Sometimes you want to spin out, right? Spin pull out wide.
Suwaid intercepts. Still battling with Franklin. This is deflected out off of Suwaid, and we'll go for a Chicago throw. Thrown in and intercepted by Green. Suwaid, Kuop. Unable to find his teammate there. Intercepted at midfield by Ferdinand. For Suwaid, tried to cross in, deflected away. Mercure trying to win it back for Ottawa. Becerra at midfield. Eisman. And another Chicago throw will come here. They're just going to look to play a possession game likely, hopeful to maintain the ball as much as possible and kill some clock on these final 8.5 minutes. They lead 2-0 and are 8.5 minutes away from a bronze medal at this TFC Academy Fall Invitational. Long ball sent up on the right side, looking for Bersico. And it will be a Chicago throw on the near side of the field.
Get out of there now. I'm out.
And once again, the referee signaling a violation of the throw-in. The back foot coming up on that throw-in from Alvarado, and gives an opportunity for Ottawa to control the ball in Chicago territory. Ferdinand not able to get it through Gutierrez on the first try or the second. Dylan Green sends that out of bounds. Casas on the far side of the field for Franklin. Kobe Franklin working towards the middle. That's disrupted and countered by Ottawa. The pass for Coop is too far. He will try to run this down, but Sunderland is able to get to it first. And that's an offside called on Chicago. Just over 6.5 minutes to go here. Ottawa needing a pair of goals to draw level. There's a Muse up for Mercure. Mercure. Suede. Muse in the middle looking for Green. That's interrupted by Gutierrez, and here's Casas. Casas with some room to operate. Weak strike, and that will roll wide of the goal. Will be a goal kick for Favre. Thrown in by Alvarado, gets it back. This is sent down into the Ottawa portion of the field, and Pensum will send it back to his keeper, who will switch the field out to the left side for Brett Muse. Muse looking to push it forward, can't connect with Suede. Franklin steals, given away to Green. Dylan Green, who I believe has played the entirety of this match so far, all 34.5 minutes to this point. He is one of Ottawa's better players, has looked so today, although he has missed on a couple of good opportunities, sending it over the goal. Alvarado trying to run this down, is able to do so, and sends it out for a throw-in, says the referee. Right down near the unline. Thrown in, comes back for Casas. Alvarado. Eisman. Headed forward by Pensum. Franklin, Gutierrez. That shot from Becerra is deflected out by Ferdinand, I believe. We're going to see two substitutions here for Ottawa following this corner kick. Gabriel Kamba and Avery Wilton coming in.
We've not figured out the corners yet.
Franklin knocks that down. Mercure up for Kwap, working 1-on-2, has some help from Mercure on the right side. Kwap will take it himself. Excellent defending there coming from Franklin. It's played over for Suede. Suede crosses in, comes down for Mercure. His strike is blocked by Franklin and will go out for a corner, but the clock is working against Ottawa. Down to 3.5 minutes, just over. Corner kick played short. There's Suede, will play it in, looking for Green, passes behind him, and Gutierrez starts the counter. Played up on the left side, Chicago pushing forward. And it's another goal for Chicago. A 3-0 scoreline, and certainly that is the heart into the dagger of the Ottawa hopes for a bronze medal here. 3 minutes to play, and now they trail by 3. Ottawa making their substitutions now, but will it be too little too late for them? They have an enormous mountain to climb. Free kick being signaled by the referee here. I think it was a double touch on Nathan Kwap on the opening kick following that goal.
Joa, we're too deep. Joa.
Stolen by Green. Swings it out wide. Tried to from Mercure. Hit it a little bit too hard. Ottawa will catch a break here as this deflected off of Franklin. And will allow Ottawa to throw in. They have just over 2 minutes to score 3 goals. Green wins that with good body position. Now we'll have to find some support. Gets it from Kamba. Boursiquot can't get around Alvarado. This is out of bounds. Ottawa will throw. Done incorrectly by Boursiquot, and it will go to Chicago as we are about 90 seconds away from full time.
Let's go, Ray. Let's play.
Pensum steps up, sends it up for Nathan Kwap. He tries to run it down, but excellent defending there from Chicago. Sunderland, one touch, sends that all the way out to midfield. In midfield, Alvarado. Chicago controlling, under a minute to go. Dangerous ball back to the keeper, but Sunderland handles it. Wilton able to win that free, but he carries it out of bounds, and this will go for a Chicago corner with about 30 seconds to go. They are so close now. You know they wanted the gold, but it always is a good feeling to come away from a tournament winning your final game and coming away with a medal. It will be a bronze for them. The trip north will not have been for naught. That's well struck and well saved by Favre. Alvarado will take this corner kick, and likely the final play, final series of events before the full-time whistle. Comes down for Casas. That's over, and the match is over as well. It is a victory for Chicago, 3-0. They defeat Ottawa, and they will take the 3rd place positioning here at this TFC Academy Fall Invitational. It was a slow start for Chicago. They lost their opening match to Toronto, but rebounded with another victory on Friday. Some good play yesterday as well. And they will go home with a victory in the final match, giving them a bronze medal. Ottawa will head back up the 401 with a 4th place finish, but they had a solid tournament as well. The gold medal match between Toronto and Houston will take place at about 10 o'clock. Join us back then. Our coverage of the Kia TFC Academy Fall Invitational will continue. Stay with us. Hello everyone, welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Kia TFC Academy Fall Invitational. I'm Matt Antonio. We have for you on tap our final match of the Under 12 tournament. It is the hosts, Toronto FC, taking on the Houston Dynamo for first place at the tournament. Toronto in the red kits, as is their custom for this organization. And Houston will be wearing the white tops with the orange shorts. And these two teams will be battling it out for the top spot in this tournament. Some players to watch on both sides. For Toronto, they've got a dangerous striker, number 11, Nakai Greenidge Duncan. For Houston, they have a balanced offensive attack, but number 41, Daniel Rios, has stood out over the course of this tournament. Number 47, tall player Jack Clarkson as well has looked good. And number 97, Lewis Hart, is a relentless player and a good playmaker as well. Toronto with a pair of very tall defenders. Number 15, Matthew Medeiros, and number 4, Ifalua Adenuga. Both very tall, physical defenders, will make it difficult for the Houston attacking players to get much going. We are underway here. Gold medal match. Adenuga plays it forward for Gajadar. Up on this near side for Evan Amaral. Number 3, there's Amaral with it again. Amari Doncourt. Doncourt gets it back. There's a strike from Luca Akatola, and he sends that just wide. The goalkeeper for Houston to start is number 35, Ismael Espinoza. He has been fantastic from what we have seen, what we saw on Friday. Toronto is starting number 1, Christian Calabro. He and Caleb Morrison split the duties evenly on Friday. There's a turnover. There's an opportunity for Toronto. Played into the middle by Doncourt. Houston defends well. Amaral, Doncourt trying to get it back to Amaral. He'll have to run it down. And he's working there along the end line. Keeps it in. Centered. There's a one-touch strike from Kosi Thompson. And it is denied. Great play along the end line by Evan Amaral. Looked like it may have snuck out of bounds, but the official letting him play on. And the nifty footwork of Amaral nearly creating a goal for Toronto. Doncourt able to knock that down in a foot race with Espinoza, and Espinoza will win that by jumping on it and rolling it quickly out to his teammate up on the left side. Into the middle for Clarkson. Gajadar back for Medeiros. Greenidge Duncan, one touch. Now Gajadar back all the way to Calabro. Played into the middle of the field. Akatola. Greenidge Duncan. Gajadar. Gajadar nearly gives that away to Rios. He's able to save it and send it back for Calabro. Adenuga. Amaral trying to turn and get around Angel Aguas. Unable to do so. Aguas sends it out of bounds. Toronto throws in. Gajadar. There's Medeiros. Greenidge Duncan. Nifty little move there. Springs through for Thompson, and he's not able to run it down. That was Akatola and Greenidge Duncan creating some magic with some creative footwork. Gajadar steps up, unable to corral it for Toronto. Adenuga. Gajadar. Played back for Calabro. Calabro out past the edge of the penalty area, but able to kick it up. And this will be a foul. See the give and go play here. Akatola, nice little backheel flick. And there's a goal from Toronto! It's set up by Amaral and it's finished by Thompson. And Toronto strikes first. They lead at 1-0, 3.5 minutes in. Amaral does well to bring this down, and a great sliding goal. Punching the ball to the back of the goal. And Toronto leads. Houston trying to respond. Here's Doncourt pushing forward, looking for Thompson. Greenidge Duncan swings wide for Amaral. Amaral looking to start another play here that might result in a Toronto goal. Able to win the ball back momentarily. And Doncourt unable to keep it in for Toronto. Doncourt into the middle for Akatola. Out wide for Greenidge Duncan. McKay Greenidge Duncan playing it in, looking for Doncourt in the area. Medeiros. Medeiros again will find his teammate Adenuga, who walks it past midfield. Adenuga gonna bring it in himself. Adenuga still with it, and taken away on a good sliding challenge. Medeiros. That defensive play provided by Anthony Hernandez. A good sliding challenge on Adenuga. Toronto right back to the attack. Here's Greenidge. Greenidge Duncan, I should say. A good left-footed shot, but Espinoza equal to the task. Medeiros plays forward. Gathered by Portales. Portales again with it. Thompson interrupted by Gadjadar. Houston back with it. And Medeiros deflects that out to touch. Houston will throw in. We're 6 minutes into this opening half. Toronto with an early marker. Doncourt, Thompson, unable to run that down. Amaral will race for it and pokes it free for his teammate Adenuga, trying to send Doncourt up the left side out of his reach. And Houston will have an opportunity to throw in. Greenidge Duncan being pressured there by Portales, but he's able to find his teammate Akatola. Now Thompson, Greenidge Duncan. He's taken down with an aggressive challenge from behind. And it will be a free kick for Toronto, taken quickly by Gadjadar. Played over for Akatola. Adenuga and Doncourt. Now Amaral. Pass misfires, and Houston will have an opportunity to clear, perhaps. But the pressure coming from Amaral forces a throw for Toronto. Gadjadar will play this all the way back to Medeiros. Adenuga. In the middle for Doncourt. Brilliant one touch for Amaral. Amaral trying to get through, and he's not able to get around Hernandez. A foul is called, however. Toronto will have a free kick. Taken by Gadjadar. Adenuga swings it all the way wide for McKay Greenidge Duncan. Akatola, Greenidge Duncan, offside. Houston quickly trying to counter with that free kick. That backfires, and Gadjadar with it. There's Thompson with another opportunity, and Espinoza makes a save. Still loose in the Houston penalty area, and finally they will clear. And here's an opportunity for Rios, but a good physical defensive play by Medeiros. And it's Adenuga. Amaral. Doncourt Doncor carrying through. Now will stop, stumbled, regains his footing. That's the battle for position with Axel Torres, and Torres sends it out to touch. Toronto maintains the pressure. Thrown in for Gajidar, turned over quickly. That's Pedro Arredondo, and he is dispossessed, and Medeiros has it for Toronto. Played through up for Thompson, too far for him. Toronto has been excellent in midfield, not allowing Houston any semblance of a counterattack at all. Houston will have to switch up their tactics to try and break through this defensive structure of Toronto. There's Clarkson. Offside is Daniel Rios on the far side. We have not seen a substitution on either side, but a pair of Houston players limbering up, Jorge Rivera and Louis Hart. Medeiros back for Calabro. Calabro unable to get to that right away, and nearly an opportunity there for Houston. Now stepping up is Aguas. That was Axel Torres, number 38, who nearly got to the ball before Calabro, but Toronto countering quickly. Amaral, Akatola. Akatola, now Nikkei Greenidge-Duncan trying to cross in. Good defense. Akatola with a shot, didn't get all of it, and Espinoza will handle it easily. We are just past the halfway mark of this opening half. Rios trying to get through the two tall Toronto defenders. Has some help there from Torres. Torres with a cross looking for Rios. It's interrupted, and Rios with a little bump on Adenuga, and Adenuga will have to redo this. The referee saying he's playing it too far forward, and the referee backing him up. Amaral, Adenuga. Akatola.
Come on, Jack.
Doncor. Greenidge-Duncan. Foul called on Greenidge-Duncan.
Charles, Anthony, you can't just watch.
Gajidar with a steal, frees it up. Akatola. Great pass to Greenidge-Duncan. And another foul. And Houston will once again have an opportunity to play it forward, but Toronto has been intense with the pressure on the ball, and Houston has had real problems moving it around. Now here's maybe an opportunity for Torres. He's around the keeper. Goal! Axel Torres takes advantage of a Toronto miscue, and he ties it at 1. This was turned over by Medeiros, and Torres slipped in behind the defense. A brilliant move to get around Calabro, and as he was falling, was able to get enough and placed it right in the middle of the goal. And Houston, despite the fact that they have been outworked by Toronto, or outplayed, I should say, they are level at 1, 12 minutes in. And is that a spark plug? A booster for Houston. Toronto has controlled the play inside Houston's territory for the majority of this match, but one break for the Dynamo and they are level. And we've got a whole new ball game here. Gajidar. Medeiros looking to make up for his miscue. Trying to find Akatola. Gajidar there to win it back for Toronto. He has some options. Tries to swing wide for Amaral, but that's disrupted. And Houston will counter. Torres, the goal scorer. Into the middle for Arredondo. Has some help from Clarkson, but Toronto will control with Medeiros. Thompson. He has the goal for Toronto. Clarkson. Trying to work his way around Medeiros. We'll have to run this down. The ball dying there at the edge of the pitch. And Clarkson's able to tip it off Medeiros for a Houston throw in deep in Toronto territory.
Anthony, get Charles in front, look.
One back by Toronto. Nikkei Greenidge-Duncan. And that's just booted out to touch by Hawthorne.
Go slide, Axel.
Gajadar able to work his way through. Unable to find Amaral again. Good defending. Adenuga knocks that down. Amaral up the left side. Has Donkor with him. Donkor there in support. Donkor with it now. Gajadar. Dispossessed. Good play by Arredondo. And here's Daniel Rios. And he runs into the brick wall that is Matthew Medeiros. Adenuga works through midfield. Gajadar. Arredondo. Sorry, that's Torres. Taken down by Adenuga. And Adenuga getting spoken to by the official. And Torres is the man down. We'll get a look at by the training staff. So we'll get another look at that collision. And looked like he took a boot right to the back of the knee. And he is up walking around. Slight hobble, but looks like he'll be all right. Aguas will get us back underway, perhaps, on the third attempt. Faked out the first two, that's an offside. Rios is behind Medeiros. About 5 minutes to halftime here. Level at 1, Toronto and Houston. First place on the line here at the Kia TFC Fall Invitational. As I mentioned yesterday, feeling more like winter temperatures, very cold here. Rios working in, good save by Calabro, and that's out for a corner.
Charles in front. In the box, Jack. In the box.
Corner swung in, headed away by Medeiros. Easily the tallest player on the team, and he's able to get ahead to that. Clarkson swings it in. He's looking for Aguas, but that's gone out. Will be a goal kick for Toronto. In the two matches we've seen, they split the goalkeeping duties. Will we see Caleb Morrison in the second half? Greenidge-Duncan plays that through. Thompson with an opportunity, chips it over for Amaral, and he's not able to get the shot away. Donkor, Thompson, wide of the mark. Couple of opportunities there for Toronto. Kosi Thompson, who has the goal already, just missed a second. Torres giving away to Gajadar, and he was able to win it back. Frees it for Thompson. Rios looked to be offside there, not called as Houston not able to get it through. Donkor plays it long for Amaral. Aguas runs onto that as well, and it's going to be a Houston throw. I think Angel Aguas is calling for a substitution here. He collided with Evan Amaral on that loose ball there, and looks like he may have taken a bit of a knock to the side, the rib cage area, and so we'll see a substitution coming in. It's going to be Victor Dominguez entering, and he will throw in here. Headed out by Gajadar. That nearly hit Aguas sitting on the bench. Dominguez throws it. A little long for Torres. Comes back for Dominguez. Gajadar. Donkor. Akatola not able to get to it, cleared by Hawthorne. Portales and Hawthorne there. Daniel Rios will run it down. He's been marked by Matthew Medeiros closely throughout this first half, which has about 80 seconds remaining in it. Duncor. Great play there by Thompson to flip it over his head, but Houston is able to turn it back. Torres, he has the goal for Houston. Torres and Adenuga battling. Dominguez in there to provide some support. Amaral for Toronto. Looked like he may have been stepped on there as he walks away gingerly. Thompson loses control. Played over by Arredondo, but Toronto able to send it upfield, a little bit out of the reach of McKay Greenidge Duncan. And with 30 seconds remaining in the first half, Houston will throw in. It's been an entertaining one. Some opportunities on both sides. And a goal apiece. Does Toronto have another? Here's Duncor. Crosses for Amaral. Amaral brings it down. There's a strike and it curls wide. Put a little bit too much spin on it out to the right, and it sailed well wide of Ismael Espinoza and the Houston goal. Gustavo Otero, the other keeper for Houston, is up stretching. And perhaps we will see him in the second half as well. Houston trying to steal from Adenuga, but he will coolly escape the danger and send it off to teammate Evan Amaral. There is the halftime whistle. 20 minutes is in the books. And Toronto struck first. There was a goal in the opening 4 minutes from Kosi Thompson. Houston responded with an excellent marker from Axel Torres. And the teams are level at 1 following the opening 20 minutes. And it sets up an excellent final 20 of this tournament. Houston and Toronto both looking for that gold medal. Let's take a look at the opening highlights. Evan Amaral with some nifty footwork along the end line to set up a scoring opportunity. More nifty footwork from Toronto. That was Akatola setting it up. Evan Amaral sets up this goal. It's Kosi Thompson, a brilliant sliding marker. Puts Toronto in the lead. Greenidge Duncan powering his way through. Left-footed strike is no problem for Espinoza. And then Axel Torres brilliantly taking it away from the goalkeeper Calabro and slipping it in. Houston with another opportunity. Calabro making the save. And Duncor towards the end of the first half. Thompson struck it just wide, looking for a second. It's level at 1. Our coverage of the Kia TFC Fall Invitational continues with the second half in just a couple of minutes. Stick with us. Welcome back to the continuing coverage of the TFC Fall Invitational. Second half action getting underway momentarily. It's the gold medal match of the under-12 division of this tournament between Toronto FC and the Houston Dynamo. We are level at 1. Goals from Kosi Thompson from Toronto, Axel Torres from Houston have a 1-1 scoreline. As we get ready for the final 20 minutes of this under-12 tournament. Houston, get us underway. Goalkeeping change on both sides. Caleb Morrison now in for Toronto. Gustavo Otero now in for the Dynamo.
Don't let him play that ball.
There's Gajadar. Danielson. Clamp is the defender on the near side for Toronto. In number 14, there he is. Played forward for Akatola. Akatola trying to break through, surrounded by 3 Houston players and not able to create the offense needed. Greenidge Duncan, foul called there as he takes down Justin Portales. Portales throws in. Headed up by Rivera, but he is marked by the much taller Danielson Clamp. Greenidge Duncan pushes that forward for Doncourt. Clarkson. Clarkson looking to cross. Clamp blocks it and is able to keep it in bounds, and will send it up for Greenidge Duncan. There's Akatola with some room to work and passes that right into the feet of his opponent, Charles Hawthorne. Portales, Clarkson. Clarkson still with it. He's able to work around Clamp, trying to center it through. Rivera is there as well. And finally, the referee blows that out of bounds. It will be a corner for Houston in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Played short by Clarkson. Clarkson looking for a cross in. Attempted. Gajadar knocks it down, and this is out for a throw-in. Portales to throw. Rivera. Rivera taken down. A little push from Greenidge Duncan and Akatola there. Rivera will take this free kick. As the sun begins to push through the clouds here at the Kia Training Grounds at Downsview Park. Rivera swings it in, punched out by Morrison. Clarkson with an opportunity, nowhere to work though, and it's turned over quickly by Doncourt. He has Amaral, and it's just wide, right of the post. Quick counter-attack there from Toronto. Started by Amari Doncourt, and Evan Amaral could not finish.
Come on, Pedro, Matt, Jack.
That's Sanchez on the far side of the field. Halftime substitution, Juan Sanchez wearing number 8. Gajadar. Stepping up his Clamp. He's going to play it through for Greenidge Duncan. Runs onto it, keeps it in, and that's poked out by Portales. Luka Akatola into the middle for Sanchez. Sanchez. Amaral not able to get the shot away. Dispossessed by Victor Dominguez, and it's out for a throw-in for Toronto. And Toronto thinking it was a corner, instead it is a throw-in. Amaral will take it now. Plays it in for Sanchez. Nice little back flick, and I believe it is an offside called. The hand up from the referee.
Victor! Show for the ball, Victor!
There's Akatola. Akatola with a strike, and that's well wide. Substitution being made here by Houston. Titus Galvao entering, number 53, and checking out for the moment is Charles Hawthorne checking out. Here's that play from Amaral earlier that rolled just wide. You can see a matter of inches right of that post. Okay, Greenwich Duncan has played an aggressive game so far this morning. Takes down Jack Clarkson there, and it's a free kick for the Dynamo. Played quickly. Galvao able to chip it up for Portalis. He's able to get around Akatola. Rivera's there as well. Out off. Danielson Clamp was able to knock it off Rivera, and it will be a Toronto throw. Greenwich Duncan looking for Doncourt. There's Akatola. Now Sanchez. Toronto does well to switch the field for Amaral. Play down in for Doncourt. Now Sanchez. His pass to the middle, interrupted.
Stand still, Jack.
And there's Jorge Rivera. Taken away by Toronto. There's Greenwich Duncan with a strike. And a good save there by Otero. He moves it quickly. Up for Galvao. Rivera will run onto this on the left side. He's watched closely by Gajadar. Galvao in there again, and Gajadar knocks that out to touch. And Portalis will come up to throw in. Greenwich Duncan pushes that up. Doncourt trying to run onto it. Great defensive play there by Anthony Hernandez. Now gets a foot up a little bit there. It's played out to the right side. Hawthorne will slide and knock that out of bounds. We are approaching 7 minutes played here in this second half. 13 to go. One of these teams looking for a goal to put them ahead and potentially win them the tournament.
Come on, Jack. Put it off.
Houston trying to break through here. Momentarily had an opportunity. Danielson Clamp is the last man back for Toronto. Poked into the middle. No one there for Houston, so Luka Akatola will start it upfield for Toronto. Greenwich Duncan on the right side. He's trying to work his way in. And tug on the jersey, says the official. Free kick coming for Toronto. Substitution being made here by Houston. Lewis Hart coming in, number 97.
Guys, we've got to get marked up. Georgie!
Replacing
Marked up.
Pedro Arredondo. So might have been a bit of a soft call there on Greenwich Duncan. He'll take the free kick and is able to deliver it on goal, but Otero makes the save. And we'll boot that all the way down the field. Too far for any of his teammates, and it will be a goal kick. As we take another look here, it's a nice set play from Toronto, wheeling Greenwich Duncan around to get him into a good shooting position there. And he had a lane to shoot and got it on target, and Otero made the save. Gajadar. Left side for Adenuga. Adenuga with some space will send it long for Amaral. Amaral trying to work into the middle, and he is out-muscled there by Victor Dominguez. Toronto back on it, however, with Sanchez. Sanchez for Doncourt, and he is offside.
Charles, don't ball watch. Be aware of where the runners are coming from.
And we see warming up behind the end line for Toronto. It is Stefano Capano. He had a pair of goals in day one in their match, their second match of the tournament. And will he be a late substitute to provide a late winner? Clamp trying to play it up. Hart intercepts. Greenwich Duncan able to get back. And with good body position, win back the ball. Akatola sends it up for Doncourt. Doncourt has some options, decides to take it himself past Hernandez, but excellent defensive play there from the captain of Houston, Anthony Hernandez. Has forced the corner, however. There's a Houston player down. The referee will hold up the proceedings while he gets taken care of. Did not catch the number of that Houston player. So we'll get another look, see if we can decipher what happened here. It's Hawthorne. He and Doncourt came together, and it looks like an ankle injury on the left foot. Toronto trainer in there as well, trying to help him out. And he is up now to his feet. And a substitute coming in, it will be Angel Aguas. Corner kick coming here from Houston.
Nice mark, guys.
Or from Toronto, I should say. Greenwich Duncan plays it in. Akatola sends it wide. Under 10 minutes to go here in this gold medal match. Otero plays it for Portales. Given away. There's Gajadar. Sanchez. For Emerald. Into the middle, looking for Doncourt, and a great defensive play there made by Dominguez. And Houston will counterattack quickly. Hart for Rivera. Rivera unable to get to it on a second touch. And a good play by Caleb Morrison. We've seen him be aggressive in this tournament, right out at the edge of his area. And he is able to clear it away. Substitution for Toronto. It is Stefano Capano. He is replacing Amari Doncourt. And will that extra goal scoring touch be the difference to take Toronto over the top? Dominguez plays over for Hernandez. That is deflected off of Sanchez and will be a throw-in. Referee pushing the throw-in back. It will be Axel Torres. Or correction, 36, Angel Aguas. There's Rivera. Capano. Wide for Greenwich Duncan. Working against Portales. Portales, great sliding tackle. Sends that out to touch. Toronto will throw in. We have about 7 minutes to go here. Played in for Akatola, but stolen by Houston.
Come on, Louis. Sharper. Come on, Jack, on his touch.
Pushed up long on the right side by Houston, and it is going to go all the way out for a goal kick. Greenwich Duncan into the middle for Sanchez. Akatola out wide for Amaral. Amaral cross. It's going to be a shot actually, and Otero makes a save. Looked like Amaral was looking to cross, and instead decided to use that left foot to put it right on goal. And a good save by Gustavo Otero.
Get across, Louis.
There's Louis Hart. Trying to run that down, but just out of his reach. Turned over by Clarkson. Hart is offside. And he's not happy about the call from the official. But it of course will stand. And the referee holding up things for a moment. And Adanuga plays that long, looking for Capano. This comes back to Amaral. Sanchez. Gajadar, intercepted by Hart. Clarkson is there as well. Hart trying to run it down. It was deflected off Toronto. Will be a Houston throw, taken by Portales. Done quickly to Hart. Trying to chip it up for Clarkson. Clarkson got the boot up a little bit high there on Gadjadar. Toronto free kick. Akatola bringing it back to the spot. Farther back, says the referee. He's been very particular about the free kick and throw-in spots here this morning. It's going to be Akatola up for Capano. But it's Houston who comes down with it. And Dominguez looking for Rivera. In the middle, Akatola now. Up for Greenwich Duncan. Greenwich Duncan with a path to goal. And that's blocked by Hernandez. Clamp. Out. Houston throw. 4.5 to go. Gadjadar at midfield, taken away. Here's Clarkson. Clarkson has Louis Hart. Hart trying to break free, and he is not able to get past Danielson. Clamp. Sanchez for Capano, and he's not able to get a touch to it, and a foot accidentally into the stomach of Otero, it looked like. And it's going to be a foul called, and it will be a free kick here for Houston. Pair of substitutes, Daniel Rios and Pedro Arredondo checking in. Jorge Rivera, who had a good spurt there, and Jack Clarkson coming out as well. So perhaps the most dangerous player for Houston is Daniel Rios, number 41, and he is back in for these final 3.5 minutes. Gadjadar able to knock that down. Capano trying to turn. Otero. It's loose behind. Capano gets a shot, and it's blocked by Dominguez. He saves the game right there as Capano was behind the keeper who had fallen to make a save. And Dominguez keeps it out. Toronto continues the pressure. Akatola. Greenwich Duncan. His strike blocked by Hart. Clamp steps up, makes the play. Akatola still with it, trying to free for Sanchez, unable to do so. Daniel Rios is a man on an island there. He takes a bump from Danielson Clamp, and it will be a free kick to Houston. And once again, the referee insisting that the free kick be taken from a particular spot. About 2 minutes to go here, and Houston will take an opportunity to push some bodies forward, and they will use Titus Galvao to swing this in. It comes down, and Aguas didn't see it, was right at his feet, and it's cleared. Greenwich Duncan. Able to work around Portales. Gadjadar. Greenwich Duncan. Greenwich Duncan in the middle. There's a strike saved by Otero. And Capano was right there looking for the rebound, but Otero does well to smother it and send it out for Portales. Akatola with a steal. Akatola trying to free up Gadjadar, unable to do so. Portales pulled down by Akatola, and it will be a free kick. Substitution coming. Jorge Rivera coming in for Louis Hart.
Movement, Justin.
Rivera for Rios. Has Arredondo in there as well. Referee says play on as Rios is pulled down. Capano trying to steal that away. Gadjadar is able to. Amaral working for Capano and cleared by Dominguez. Adenuga at midfield. Final minute here. Capano offside. So we get a second look at how close Toronto and Stefano Capano came. Great defensive play there by Dominguez. Stolen back by Aguas. Amaral plays back for Clamp. Through for Akatola. Akatola trying to work free for Sanchez. Passes behind him and played up. And Rios will try to run onto this, but just too far for him. And Morrison plays it to the far side. Rivera unable to get it free for Houston. Gajadar for Capano. Dominguez clears. That's out off of Adenuga. Substitution being made here. Clarkson coming in. And Dominguez, who saved the game, is coming out as Clarkson enters. Rivera. Aguas. There's Gajadar for Toronto. Played out. Thrown quickly in by Portales. Clarkson. Down for Rios. Hernandez. Akatola. Chips free for Capano. Capano and Amaral. Aguas. Referee looking at his watch now. Deciding when to blow this down for extra time. And there is the whistle. And the coaches will approach the referee as they will determine the proper proceedings to break this tie. We have a 1-1 scoreline at full time. So the captains to midfield for the coin flip. Deciding who will possess the ball first and who will defend which side. I don't believe this is a golden goal scenario, so we will play a full overtime period here. And then, of course, the penalty shootouts will loom following that. There's Greenidge Duncan pushing forward, and this is out of touch.
Georgie, get across.
Gustavo Otero will play it back in for Portales. That's out off of Akatola. Akatola taken down. Free kick awarded for Toronto. Gajadar takes it quickly. Clamp. Sanchez can't get a touch to it. Amaral is able to spin upfield. Capano.
Go, Jack. Get beyond it.
Rivera. Rios. Crosses in for Clarkson. That's a handball. Referee spots it. Toronto takes a free kick quickly. Portales and Greenidge Duncan. Little tug on the jersey. Free kick Toronto. Medeiros.
Come on, Jack!
Medeiros pushing forward. Excuse me, that's Denilson Clamp, number 14 for Toronto. Good defending there from Arredondo. Surprised we haven't seen Matthew Medeiros at all in the second half of this match. Denilson Clamp has played the entirety in the right back position for Toronto, alongside Adenuga. This could be a goal kick here for Houston. So we've played about 5 minutes so far of extra time. Tied at a goal apiece. Goals came in the first half from Kosi Thompson and Axel Torres. And as the defense tightened in the second half, nothing more available for these goal scorers. Denilson Clamp. Up for Greenwich Duncan. Thompson dispossessed momentarily. Back for Gajadar.
You coming, George? It's 6, George.
And Sanchez not able to run that down. We'll go out for a Houston throw-in.
Go, George.
Adenuga. Adenuga with a strike. It's deflected. And nearly a goal for Toronto. And it's out for a corner. This corner played in, a little bit long, and Rivera will run onto it for Houston. Not a good clearing attempt there. Amaral, Capano, and that's cleared by Portales. Kept in by Clamp. Greenwich Duncan able to fight his way through. Gets around one man. Greenwich Duncan trying to play it through. Excellent defensive play there from Houston. That was Anthony Hernandez once again. And I believe we see an offside or a foul called here. Referee with the arm raised. Houston with the free kick. 7 minutes of extra time played.
Justin, you're too high.
Sanchez, Amaral, again for Sanchez. Gajadar. Akatola, trying to find Akatola! Right on goal, not a very hard shot, and Otero is able to dive to his right and stop that slow roller. Otero pushes up. Rivera and Akatola, or Amaral rather, coming together. And it's going to be a throw-in for Toronto. And Amaral on the field, not behind the end line, and Jorge Rivera spots that, points at it, and the referee, his exact words saying, "You're right, he's right, you are on the field." So it's a throw-in for Houston. And what can they do with that? Not much, as it's taken away by Toronto. Greenwich Duncan, once again able to work around his man on the right side. Can't get through the second man back. Gajadar. And it's going to be switching sides here as we've reached halfway through extra time. Goalkeeping change coming for Toronto, as we will see Christian Calabro coming back in. So I imagine after another 8 minutes, we will see. Correction, it's 5 minutes, so it would be a 10-minute extra time. Our clock began at 43 in this extra time session. So began the second half of extra time here at 49. So when the clock hits 54, that will be the end of the extra time session. And then we will go to a penalty kicks. It is not a golden goal situation, I believe. So even if there is a goal in the next 5 minutes, we will play out the remainder of the 5 minutes. Toronto will have the next opportunity here. It's a free kick and a good spot for Greenwich Duncan. Duncan plays it in. It's deflected in the air, and now cleared by Houston.
Mark up, Anthony!
Danielson Clamp steps up. He'll cross this in. Capano trying to bring it down. He's able to get to it with his chest. Gajadar with a strike. It's deflected out off the foot of Hernandez.
Or perhaps that was Dominguez.
Not able to see the number. Actually, it's 52. It's Pedro Arredondo. My apologies. So it will be a Toronto corner nonetheless. Played short for Capano. Capano crossing in, unable to do anything with that. It was deflected again.
14.
And it will be another corner for Toronto. This one taken by Akatola. No support near right now, so it looks like Akatola will play it long. It's curled in. Sanchez not able to pull the trigger. It's still loose in the area. Clamp got a shot away, but it was blocked. And now Jorge Rivera sprinting to it. Gajadar there as well. Rivera gets there first. Gajadar, and he collided. And here is Galvao looking for Rios. Headed away by Clamp. Galvao and Sanchez come together. There's Portales. Akatola whistled. Portales gets it underway quickly. Here's Torres. Axel Torres has the goal for Houston, defended well by Nikkei Greenidge Duncan. Rivera. Torres too far for Portales. Torres unable to do anything with that. Here's Greenidge Duncan. Portales blocks that pass. As they go back and forth at midfield, Rios defended well by Danielson Clamp. Sanchez. Akatola. Akatola still with it. Now Capano! Stopped by Otero! A point-blank shot from Stefano Capano, and Gustavo Otero stares him down and makes the save.
Pedro, get across. Axel.
This is the best scoring opportunity we've seen in quite some time. Akatola does well to fight through Capano. Nobody marking him. And Otero gets the hands up to make the save. Offside call here, I believe, for Toronto. Houston plays quickly. Akatola wins it back. Greenidge Duncan up for Capano. Well defended. Rios. Down for Torres. Torres looking for Rivera, just misfires.
Axel, come on, other side of the ball. Come on.
There's Amaral down the left side looking to cross in. He does. Greenidge Duncan slipped just as he was going to take a shot.
Hold it, Axel.
This is out. Houston will throw. Gajadar. Sanchez.
Come on, Tigers.
Akatola. Capano was trying to turn and shoot, didn't turn enough. The ball went straight where it needed to be, much more angular than that. Goal kick coming for Otero as we are very close to full time of extra time. There's Capano. Looking to cross in. Not enough pace behind that to get to Greenidge Duncan. Giving away to Gajadar. Here's Akatola. Not able to fight his way through.
Come on, Titans!
Sanchez. Amaral. And that's the end of extra time. And I believe we'll be going to a penalty kick session here. So these two teams have battled tight for 55 minutes. And now it will be almost, you could say, a matter of luck. Penalty shootout can always go either way. The coaches and the referee deciding, I suppose, which goal they will shoot at. They will shoot at the net to our right, which is slightly against the wind, as the referee was saying. Referee indicating 3 shooters will be used. Looks like Toronto will have the call of the coin flip. It's won by Houston. Referee indicating the shooters will maintain inside the circle, and the rest of the team should be outside of it. The goalkeepers will be Gustavo Otero. Thought for a moment that Houston might go back to Ismael Espinoza. He was stretching on the sidelines. And for Toronto, they will go with Christian Calabro. Houston will shoot first. It's Titus Galvao, number 53. First shooter for Houston. Steps up, and he buries it, and Houston has the 1-0 advantage in this penalty shootout. Toronto, their first shooter, Ifeoluwa Adenuga, number 4, tall defender. Going up against Gustavo Otero. And he buries it as well. We are level at 1 through 1 round of penalty kicks. Jorge Rivera will step up next for Houston. Backs up, now back in, and he buries it low to the left. Calabro did not guess the right direction, and Houston has a second marker. They lead it 2-1. McKay, Greenidge, Duncan. Readjusting the laces on that left boot. Getting the proper positioning of the ball. Needs this to tie it for Toronto in the second round. And it's in. Level at 2 through 2 rounds. Daniel Rios will step up third for Houston. This for the lead for the Dynamo. And it's good as well. Houston 3 for 3. And it will come down to the boot of Stefano Capano. A goal will extend the shootout. A save or a miss will win the tournament for Houston. Capano steps up and he puts it in. Otero got a piece of it. He guessed the right direction and was just that close to stopping it and winning it for Houston. Angel Aguas stepping up for Houston. We're tied at 3 through 3 rounds. And they're 4 for 4. it'll be up to Luca Akatola. Once again, a goal to extend it. A save or a miss wins it for Houston. It's a goal. We will go to a 5th round. Nobody has missed yet. Both teams are 4 for 4 in this penalty shootout, and it will be Justin Portales stepping up 5th for Houston. And it's another goal, 5 for 5 for the Dynamo. And it's now up to Denilson Clamp for the 3rd consecutive Toronto shot. The scenario is simple, a goal to extend. Otherwise, it's a Houston victory. And it's stopped by Otero! Houston wins! Denilson Clamp went left. Well, to his right, to Otero's left. Otero went left, he dove, he made the save, and the Dynamo will come away with a victory. A thrilling match capped off by a thrilling penalty shootout. Houston goes 5 for 5. Toronto 1 short, and they will come home with 2nd place. Denilson Clamp being almost consoled by his teammates. As you know, he surely feels the frustration and disappointment of not being able to put in that 5th Toronto goal. The teams will now shake hands. Good sportsmanship all around from all the teams in this tournament. And it's a Houston victory. A long way to travel, and it will be a sweet ride home as they come away. They are the victors. That'll be it for us. We thank you for joining us this weekend, Friday and today. Our entire technical crew. I'm Matt DiNicolantonio. We thank you for joining us. Houston is the victor. It's the 2015 Kia TFC Fall Invitational. Have an excellent Sunday, everyone. Thank you for joining us.